Peace, this is Brother Hatim, and you have joined us on Gye-Nyame Journey Radio. Be sure to check out our site and subscribe at tribe.gyenamejourney.com.
All my brothers and sisters, hold hands and bow your heads. Let us pray. God standeth in the congregation of the mighty. He judgeth amongst the gods. How long will you judge unjustly and accept the persons of the wicked? I say, defend the poor and the fatherless. Do justice to the afflicted and the needy. Deliver the poor and needy. Rid them out of the hand of the wicked. They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of court. I have said, ye are God, and all of you are children of the Most High. But you shall die like men, and fall like one of the princes. Arise, O God, judge the earth, for thou shalt inherit all nations. Allahu Akbar.
This is Kadara Franks, and you are now listening to the Gye-Nyame Journey Radio.
Keep up with the journey. Check out what we have done in the past. Go to journeyarchives.com.
This is Adnan Sheik, aka Ace, live from Shisha Lounge, and you are now listening to Gye-Nyame Journey Radio.
Be sure to follow Gye-Nyame Journey on Facebook, Google+, and Twitter. Check us out. Join the journey.
This is Adnan Sheik, aka Ace, live from Shisha Lounge, and you are now listening to Gye-Nyame Journey Radio.
You are now listening to Gye-Nyame Journey Radio. I am your host, Brother Hatim, and of course you know that this is the Heart of a Simba production. You are now listening to Gye-Nyame. You are now listening to Daily Toast, and we're going to toast up the ancestors. Make sure you drink that water. But of course, you know we want to blow up those old paradigms. Man, kind of knocked something out, huh? Something went dead. I don't know whether it was the speaker or let's see. Alright, cool. It's back in now. So, alright, family. Hopefully y'all can hear me over the podcast. What's up, Hazen? What's up, Brother Kwame? Kwame, your drink will be ready by tomorrow. It's sitting down there. I just wanted to dance around a little bit more. Great morning, great Umoja family. I'm just, I'm sitting up here just thinking. Yesterday we went to the woods and we did a little pre-production for the upcoming show from the Shisha, and man, I got home and I got a call, and I had to go and help one of my family members. And it's always a pleasure to be able to help somebody when you can. You know what I'm saying? So I was up a little bit later than I actually wanted to be, because I should have left the lounge a lot earlier than I did, but I didn't. I sat around. I ran into an old friend. Well, anyway, I was listening to a show called London Real, and this dude by the name, his last name is Lipton. I think his name is John Lipton. He came on and he had a conversation about genetics. And I kept on trying to remember where I knew this dude from. Why am I interested in this? You know, go and drink y'all water while I run y'all through my day yesterday, right? So I'm trying to think of where I know this dude from. And I'm like, oh, shit. He wrote a book that came out in the 90s called Biology of Belief. I bought it 3 times. I bought the book 3 times. The book was cold because it talked about how your belief shapes your genetics. How belief can shape your genetics. And one of the ideas that he built on was the fact that we basically heal ourselves with placebo effects, right? It's like the placebo effect. You got the placebo effect and you got the nocebo effect. We talked about these on the show before, family. And the piece is, so this dude was giving an interview on a show called London Real. And then I started hearing the word epigenetics, right? Because this is the hot word now, right? You know what I'm saying? We didn't have a word back when we was doing it, but it's a matter of something being able to shape your genetics, right? Something happening in your life to shape your beliefs about yourself, about your health, about who you are, that can shape your DNA, right? Shape your genetics, right? And this kind of flies up in the face of nature versus nurture. You know what I'm saying? Those of us that study mind know there's a balance. There's a subtle balance there. Not even a subtle balance, a major balance. So for us, it's not either or. You know what I'm saying? We live in a world right now where everything got to be either or. When sometimes, I ain't going to say sometimes. What's wrong with both and? We come from a world perspective where it's both and. It don't have to be either or. You know what I'm saying? Because in my whole life, I have never ran into somebody that was just purely evil. Now, I ran into somebody that I totally disagreed with, but these people honestly believed in what they believed. You know what I'm saying? And it's, you know what I'm saying? And it might affect me, but they wasn't doing it necessarily to hurt me. You understand what I'm saying? So the piece that you run into when you're trying to view the world through the lens that we've been given, right? You run into this either or reality. So back to this whole epigenetic thing. So I'm looking, I'm trying to figure out the term epigenetic because I've been hearing it. It's a buzzword right now. Epigenetics. You go to some of these podcasts, epigenetics and shit like this. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, damn, okay. So, I was studying that back in the 90s. We just didn't call it epigenetics. You know what I'm saying? We call it the power of belief, right? Because epi means a beyond or above genetics, above or beyond the genetics, right? Beyond the genes. Something is influencing something above and beyond the genes is influencing the genes. So I wanted to look at some of the stuff that was shaping the genetics of my community. So I ran across another video because I study, right? I use YouTube as a university, right? Y'all call it YouTube, I call it university, the free university, right? I'm able to get all this information. I'm able to build on a consistent level. Drink your water, family. Come on now, get hydrated, all right? As y'all can see, I'm running kind of late because Cleve is up working on his stuff. Go on, say what's up, Cleve, because they can see you.
Hi.
All wrapped up like you know what I'm saying, like the old days. He got an old bear rug on him or some shit like that, right? But anyway, so I wanted to look at some of the epigenetic pieces that we dealt with. See, and what's crazy is a lot of us honestly believe that these sciences are new, right? I believe that these sciences are just being revealed because a lot of this shit is common sense, right? If you shape an individual's environment, you can shape an individual's beliefs about themselves. And if you can shape and mold a person's belief, you can shape and mold that person, right? You can limit a person, you know what I'm saying, by the environment that you put them in, you know what I'm saying, by the thoughts that you allow this individual to be exposed to. You can control this individual. This is what's been going on with us. This is the experiment that's been happening with Africans born in America, Africans that come from captivity. You know what I'm saying? We want to be very specific because, you got some Africans that came from colonization, but then you have some that came from total captivity. And I'm talking to those that came from total captivity. You know what I'm saying? Because we got to understand there was many experiments held on us. And in some cases, we got to really consider whether or not we are still being experimented on, family. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these procedures that they are very successful with right now, you know what I'm saying? A lot of them, they needed somebody to practice cutting on. They needed somebody to practice fucking with your mind. You know what I'm saying? And for us to think that psychology started with a white boy in Germany, you know what I'm saying? Come on now. You know what I'm saying? War is psychology. Economics is psychology. You know what I'm saying? So we have to understand there's some stuff going on. Oh, Lord have mercy. I did it again. Oh, no. No, I didn't. Woo. Thank God. All right. So, shouts out to Stephanie M. Jackson. Thanks for joining us. Once again, Brother Kwame, get with me because your bottle will be ready tomorrow. Shouts out to Brother Hazen. And, of course, shouts out to Brother Nehemiah. Now, so, back to it. So I wanted to talk about one of the experiments that happened with us because it got to be an experiment. You know what I'm saying? I want y'all to think about this, right? So I posted up on my timeline. I was sitting and I'm on YouTube Versity, right? And I run across a video. It's a group called Cracked. They do some real comedy, but it's comedy with some very intelligent talk. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, family, it's some stuff that we, you know what I'm saying, this other level YouTube shit that we're moving towards, but it's, you know what I'm saying, one of the things that I lose in being live like this is the ability to be on script and do the research and stuff. A lot of shit I just come off the top of my head, and that's what I'm good at. So I stay in my lane. But other people are real good, and they put together some good comedy skits that are really educational. So they had one where he was talking about jails and how imprisonment is against how jailing people goes against the Constitution. Dope. You got to check it out. It's on my timeline. Well, anyway, they reminded me of an interview that I had heard about from somebody that worked with Richard Nixon, right? So check this out, family. Just listen to this for a second. One of Richard Nixon's top advisors, and I know a lot of y'all heard this, but I don't think we heard it, but we really didn't feel the impact of this. I want us to really think about and feel the impact of this, because it's something I want you to think about, right? As we go through. It's something I want you to really think about. That was an alarm. It's something I want you to really think about as we start, as we look at this, right? And the fact is, if something is done because it's wrong, I mean, something's done and the person that does it or people that's around the person that does it admits that it's wrong, should there not be repairs, right? And I want you to think about America and its denial problem. And wonder how can, well, let's just think about it. America has a denier. I mean, they deny shit, right? You know what I'm saying? Sort of like the daddy that don't want to claim the baby, right? That ain't my baby. I don't give a fuck what the genetics say. I don't care. It's not mine, right? So listen. One of Richard Nixon's top advisors and a key figure in Watergate scandal said that the war on drugs was created as a political tool to fight blacks and hippies, according to a 22-year-old interview recently published in Harper's Magazine. The Nixon campaign in 1968 and the Nixon White House after that had two enemies, the anti-war left and the black people. Former Nixon domestic policy chief John L. Reichman, sound like he right out the Third Reich, told Harper writer Dan Baum for the April cover story published on Tuesday. You understand what I'm saying. We knew we couldn't make it illegal to be either against the war or black. But by getting the public to associate the hippies with marijuana and the blacks with heroin, and then criminalizing both heavily, we could disrupt those communities. Earl Reichman said, we could arrest their leaders, raid their homes, break up their meetings, and vilify them night after night on the evening news. Did we know we were lying about the drugs? Of course we did. Of course we did. Family. Now, first things first. Let's break this down, right? So, we had this war on drugs. That has affected everybody on my timeline's life in some form or fashion. Whether it's fucked with you when you was young, took away your friends, all this shit, right? That was contrived as a political tool to get rid of a politician's enemies. We know this, and we've known this for a long time, but yet and still, motherfuckers will not be like, well, damn, the war on drugs was contrived for this? Well, let's get rid of it. You would think that the logical and the correct thing would be to get rid of it and then try to make repairs, right? Nah, family. Nah. I don't have to take that shit back. I don't have to do that. Because y'all ain't going to do shit about it. You ain't going to do nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? Two, right? Think about this. So let's go back. I want you to listen to the drugs. The drugs, right? Hold on. All right. But by getting the public to associate the hippies with marijuana and the blacks with heroin, and criminalizing both heavily. Hold on. Don't we have a heroin epidemic now? They play with the words and say opiates, but motherfuckers is the opiates. You know what I'm saying? Don't we have that outbreak now? And right now, the shit, see, because I want y'all to understand what's going on, right? Because you ain't gonna do shit, right? You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna do shit. So I ain't got to change the laws. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna come back to your town 3 years from now and campaign, make a couple of promises to some of your fake ass leaders or some of the people that I chose to lead you, and we gonna keep it moving, right? We know that we got your sons, your nephews, and your cousins and nieces and sisters locked up in these prisons for these charges and shit, and I know that, from the 70s, a lot of you motherfuckers got locked up for that heroin shit, and now that it's affected my community, I could change the talk a little bit, and it's okay, and now everybody has a passion to save a fucking heroin addict. That don't bother y'all? Drink your water. Come on, hydrate yourself. Right? So, what does this have to do with epigenetics, Brother Hudson? What does this have to do with the biology of belief? For the last 40 years, the environment that we have come up in, that our children are coming up in right now, have been one big epigenetic experiment where a war on quote-unquote drugs, or as I kind of like how Nixon was with it, right? Nixon was honest about this shit. He didn't say motherfuckers in poverty. He didn't say urban. He didn't say troubled. He didn't use any of the code words. He got right to it. Black. Right? Our kids, you, myself, have been exposed to an epigenetic experimentation and a continuation of an experimentation that's been going on for the last 400 years that's been affecting you. And now we're wondering why we falling sick at so young, and how, you know what I'm saying, we barely, some of us barely making it through the 50s now and shit. Right? Because you have been under attack. Right? Something above you, right, has been attacking you, or something outside you has been attacking and sending a message to your belief, your subconscious, right, which runs about 95% of your life. Family, I want you to think about this. You know what I'm saying? And because we haven't taught our children how to protect theirs, and you don't know how to protect your subconscious mind, anything could come inside of it. Right? I mean, we got a lot of shit. And then think about this. Think about, I mean, do y'all realize, hopefully y'all do realize how much the world has changed. Do you remember there were certain things that would not play on TV? Y'all remember? Do y'all remember it was certain things that would not be played on the radio? How many of y'all remember hearing Mary Jane on the radio? I mean, seriously, I want y'all to think about that. How many of y'all remember hearing Mary Jane on the radio? How about some of the raunchy shit that was out? Because it was out. Motherfuckers been talking nasty for a long time. But how much of that was on the radio? You know what I'm saying? Those was in record collections hidden away from the kids. Right? Now it's just we exposing everything there. You know what I'm saying? We're all equal now. That means your child is equal to you now. Right? Your child get to make decisions now. Epigenetics, because that shit would not been allowed 20 years ago. My fault. 40 years ago. I wasn't allowed to make no motherfucking decisions. You understand what I'm saying? I wasn't allowed. You know? But that's me. That's how I was raised. Let's do this toast, family. Let's salute these ancestors. It's 9/11. Y'all remember what happened on this day? I don't know how long ago. So right now, this is that original. Y'all gonna watch this bottle disappear. I got one more bottle. I got to go down here and get it ready because I need to go. I'm gonna take some to some friends. You know what I'm saying? Because people run around me sniffling and shit. They dealing with their allergies. And I'm about to go and show them the power of that ambrosia, right? About to show them the power of that ambrosia. All right. For those out there that want to make your own ambrosia, well, you can't make your own ambrosia, but you can make your own kombucha. I got plenty of scobies, and I'm willing to share. You know what I'm saying? So just hit a brother up. You know what I'm saying? You can have your own brew sitting up in your house. It won't be as good as that ambrosia, right? This ambrosia, this is years and years of experimentation, right? But you're just going to have your stuff, right, at your crib, using the scobies that's been making this, right? Because it's going to be related in the family line. All right, let's lift up our glass. We're lifting up our glass to the Creator by whatever name you choose to call that Creator. We call that great force down upon us. We call it because we know it's already around us, and we just want to activate it, right? We know that we have the power and ability to affect the genes by what we believe in, so we believe in a powerful Creator, a Creator that gave us all life. So we lift up our glass to that Creator by whatever name you choose to call it. You know what I'm saying? We say Ashe. From there we move to our personal ancestors. We remember those individuals that laid the foundation upon which we stand right now. We remember those who made it possible for us to start thinking in the ways that we're thinking right now. We remember those individuals who gave us thoughts that inspired us. We remember those individuals that sometimes pushed us when we wanted to stay still and sometimes pulled us back when we didn't need to move at all. We lift up our glass and remember those individuals that protected us and whispered words of power in our ears. And we also remember those ones that checked us when we needed to be checked, because that's very important for a young person. We remember those who reminded us that even though we thought we knew everything, that we were brand new in the world and that, you know what I'm saying, we wasn't smarter than them. We remember those ancestors that stopped us from doing foolish things. We remember those ancestors that demonstrated some foolish shit in front of us that we will never repeat in front of our own children. We remember those ancestors and we lift them up, right? And we toast them and we call them in this private time, in this private moment. It ain't really private because it's on Facebook, but y'all know what the hell I mean, right? So we lift up our ancestors, and I'm gonna start calling my family line. At this point in time, I invite you to start calling your family line, right? And if you don't want to call them, you know what I'm saying, and you only got one, you want to share it, put it up on the timeline, family, and I will say it for you, right? Because it's important that we remember those people that came before us and made us who we are. So I call on my family line: Miles Brown, Miss Ann Robin, Texana Davis, Hunter Brown Sr., Rosalie Tilley, Georgia William Walton, Chris and Fanny Gasson, Aunt Lena, Uncle Chris, Aunt Fiend, Geneva Brown, Cleveland Brown, Margaret Ellis, Margaret Ellis, Wash Ellis, Cecil Ellis. Then we moved to Alvara Brown, Gina Gaines. Then I moved to my Aunt Katie Ellis. Then we moved to my cousin Nikki. Then we moved to Jamon Jones. Then we moved to Jeremiah Tappan. We moved to Brother Fanoaks, also known as Montague Pittman L. Then we moved to my man John Fallard, man, lifting it up. Then we remember Dr. Mary Ann Williams, who taught me about poetry, right, and forced me to write. Oh my God, I remember that, man, oh man. It's because of her that I came up with the dopest poems of my life. I will never forget that. Kojo Kamal. We call on Tony Clark. We call on Mark Walsh. We call on, of course, Brother Elder, Nomo X. We call on Sapet Ra. Call on Terrell Dunbar, who did one of the dopest poems that I think it was called Nia. My God. Wow. We call on Elder Farmer, Elder Hairston, Elder Donaldson, Elder Millie Dixon. Call on Elder Mark Walsh. Lift up a glass and we say, Ashe. Hopefully y'all said yours. From there we move to this present moment. Right now we are on Umoja, family. We're looking for unity. You know what I'm saying? Turn on your hunter eyes, right? Turn on your hunter senses, right? Because as hunters, coming from a people that hunt, right? Coming from a people that hunt, we know how to track shit. And what I want you to track today is unity. All right? What I want you to look for today, what I want you to notice today is unity. In all its varieties, shapes, and forms, right? Because when we look for it, we find it, right? We find all types of bullshit, right? So we want to turn on our senses, and I want to use a negative image. We want to turn on our senses like these crackheads, right? I don't understand where new crackheads come from, but that's a whole nother question. But y'all remember crackheads, right? They could always find dope. Why? Because they was looking for it. Their senses was on fire. And family, I'm telling you right now, right? If we start turning on our senses for the positive shit, we'll be able to find it, right? You know what I'm saying? We're finding the problems, right? Let's stop that shit and turn on the switch so that we can start finding those things that's going to build us up, all right? So, right now, we toast this moment. We are in Umoja. We're looking for Umoja today. I would read off the list, but I don't feel like getting my bag for the other things, you know what I'm saying? But hey, we're going to focus on Umoja today, unity, because we moving towards Kwanzaa season. So we lift up our glass and we say, Ashe. From there we move to our children, our children's children, on to infinity. We hit them in the head, you know what I'm saying? No, we love them, right? And over here doing this work, right? Listen, we toast our children on to infinity, because everything that we think, say, and do affects them. We build for them. We build for a positive and a powerful future for them. We lift up our glass and we remember them in advance so that they can remember us when it's our time, right? Because some of us, we're going to have the gift of consciousness. And when we die, this means that we will become very powerful ancestors, right? We're moving to a phase where some of us, where we're going to have conscious ancestors in masses soon, family, right? Because y'all really got to, we really got to really start looking at the wisdom of our ancestors, right? It's something about a conscious individual when they die. And I'm not just talking about somebody that know history. I'm talking about somebody that's awake, right? Somebody that can remember, right? Because when I was thinking, when I was in my car, because we're starting this on a daily basis. We started this and we're doing this, and we're going to be doing this on a daily basis. Let's say I do this for 20 years. And some of y'all checking in and checking out and checking in and checking out, checking in and checking out. What happens when Brother Hatil makes his transition? Right? I've been doing this. This means that people will be calling on me almost immediately after I pass. See, because one of the issues that we have is that there's a confusion when an individual passes away. What do I mean, a confusion? Right? Because as you strip and you move away from this coil that's holding you, there's trauma. It's like being born. It's like when you was being born, you was being squeezed by you. Y'all know the process. You know what I'm saying? That shit is painful for both parties, right? So you're confused. So now, what happens when people start calling on you immediately, lifting you up, right? And you hear the words transition, ancestor. I'm like, damn, that's right, I'm an ancestor. We got ancestors out there, and we got to call on them so that they know that they're ancestors. We got individuals dwelling on another plane, not even knowing that they dead, family. Starving, right? Because they get fed by us. But hey, that's, maybe that's too deep for some of y'all. So, we toast up, we lift up, and we build, and we say Ashe, right? And most importantly, I toast you. Don't even know where I'm at in the toast. I just come in and out, all right? So, I toast you. We toast the people that's being hit by Irma right now. You know what I'm saying? We lift them up. We lift those up that was hit by Harvey. We lift up all those people that may be struggling at this time. We remember them, and we toast them, and we say, Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. All right, family. I wish you peace, power, and joy in 100 years. All right? Drink up. Hot damn. And I did it again. Woo. Lord have mercy. Now, I like my other stuff, but there's nothing like straight up ambrosia. One love. Hey, Kwame, I don't know if you heard, but family, I done hooked you up. Listen, you got the ginseng root. You got the black seeds, right? You got a whole bunch of black seeds, and I put 2 concentrated packs of the ginseng root in yours, right? So, those that know what ginseng do, brother, I'm not taking any responsibility for whatever happens after you start sipping on this. You understand? It was a divine conversation yesterday? Oh, dude, no. Was it? Oh. Say it ain't so. So when was the last prom? I'm kind of hurt that I missed it, man. All right, I mean, keep me in the loop for that, right? Because you know I'll be, I need an anchor. You like my anchor in the community, right? So I need an anchor. Remind me. I mean, I spoke to Jill on Saturday. She ain't say nothing about the prom. Oh man, I mean about the divine conversation. So yeah, man, I be needing those type of talks, right? You know what I'm saying? Then you never know. I mean, some people might not want to be able to get up in the morning, but they could slip me notes. And then for those of you that's out there, right, that might be listening later, make sure that if you have ancestors you want me to mention, put them on the timeline. You guys, a few of the people that put them up, I remember them and I will mention them, right? I ain't gonna say I'm gonna mention them all the time, but that one time that you posted up and it pops up on the timeline, I'm gonna write it down and I will recite it in the morning. Brother Kwame, we're good with the effects and affects of the root. And yes, divine conversation was yesterday, but it's because brother was ill on the second Sunday. What brother was ill on the second Sunday? I'll begin keeping you posted. Thank you. I mean, like I said, one of my pieces is Tawai's been around long enough, and they've been good stewards over the traditions, man. And the whole piece is, we need to start, like I keep on talking about, paying taxes, right? If I'm gonna pay taxes, you know what I'm saying, they're gonna be one of the units that's gonna be getting some of those taxes, and I'm just saying, we need to find organizations like that. Oh, I didn't know that. His grandson goes to the school. I got to check in on him. Do you know his grandson's name? Don't post it online. Inbox me. But yeah, and yeah. So I'm gonna have to reach out to the brother. All right. So but yeah, we need to start doing that, right? All right. So family, I'm up. I'm out. It's a great day, and I pray that your day will be as beautiful as you are, right? I got people in the tribe stealing my sayings and shit. I ain't gonna say nobody's name, Brother D, but I pray that your day will be as beautiful as you are. So go out and spread that beauty. You know what I'm saying? Let the world know who you are, right? Affect somebody's genetics today, right? Whisper some words of power in somebody's ear so one day when they are making a toast, you will pop up in their head. Oh, speaking of that, I forgot to mention Mama Malika. Lifting up the glass for Mama Malika. My God. Alright. So I'm out, family. Y'all have a great, marvelous, and powerful day. I already got my clothes ironed, so I go to sleep for about 20 minutes. Cleveland, go and get ready for the day. You still owe me time, y'all. Hurry up. Get up. We out. Let's see what music we are going to go out to. Let's see. What music will I share? Let's see. Once again, let's do this one. Aura Off Balance. I don't know the name of the artist, but I know the producer. This is from Storm 9000. This is what I'm talking about as far as family, right? Storm, I told Storm what I was doing. I told him I needed some tracks. Storm opened up a library for me. Damn, thought that was an alien walking by me. And just open up and say, man, use what you want. Like, damn. You know what I'm saying? That's love. All right. But check this song out. This is one of my favorite songs.
When I left, yeah, I thought I'd be cool. I told myself myself I was loving you, but I was lying through my teeth. I started crying immediately. I'm out of key. I'm begging you to come and help me get in tune. 'Cause you ain't been standing next to me. Not making me stay on beat. I need you standing next to me. I can't even keep my feet. I'm fading slowly. I lost my voice, can barely breathe. My pulse is slow and my heart is losing speed. I'm pitiful, can't stand alone. If you're not helping me up, I'm bound to fall. What can I do? What can I say to make you believe I really changed? I did. I'm out of sync. I'm begging you to come and help me find my groove. 'Cause you ain't been standing next to me. I can't even stay on beat. Obsessed with love. I need you standing next to me. I can't even keep my feet. I'm fading slow.
I'm walking to a new beat, and yes, I think I want some new sheets, and ooh, I think I want a new dime. See, you playing it for the last time.
What am I supposed to do?
Yes, I think I found a new girl. You
Little hint, a love
did it
something.
wrong, baby. You did it,
Love
baby.
to love. I won't even wash my sheets.
I don't miss you, baby.
Miss you. Can you please come home?
All right, fam, thanks for joining me. Remember, you're listening to Gye-Nyame Journey Radio, where we strive. My fault. Of course, you know this is a Heart of a Simple production, and you've been listening to the Daily Toast, where we strive to blow up your old paradigm.